Well, hello there, boys and girls. I'm Miss Monica, and this is my Storytime channel. Welcome back. We are going to finish reading from A Child's Introduction to African American History. We only have 11 pages left, and this is the end of the year 2022. And as I stated in a couple of videos back, it's important that we finish what we started. So let's begin. Ali wins third title. Remember, we're working on fluency and proficiency. On September the 15th, 1978, Muhammad Ali defeated Leon Spinks for the heavyweight boxing title. His victory made him the first man in history to win the championship 3 times. Only 7 months after losing the title to Spinks, Ali defeated the younger man in a rematch at the Superdome in New Orleans. Ali had won it a second time in 1974 by defeating George Foreman. That famous bout, dubbed the Rumble in the Jungle, had taken place in Kinshasa, Zaire. Ali retired after beating Spinks, although he returned to fight unsuccessfully 2 more times. In 1999, Sports Illustrated named Ali Sportsman of the Century. In his later years, Ali suffered from Parkinson's disease and related illnesses. He died in 2016, one of the most beloved sports figures of all time. Carl Lewis. At the Summer Olympic Games in 1984, Carl Lewis won 4 gold medals in track and field. He was the first athlete to do so since Jesse Owens had done it at the 1936 Olympics in Berlin. Lewis's performance was so impressive that he was drafted that year by the National Football League and the National Basketball Association, even though he had never competed in either sport. Born in Alabama and raised in New Jersey, Lewis was the son of 2 track coaches. As a teenager, he set the national long jump record for high school students. At the University of Houston, he became the first athlete since Jesse Owens to win both the 100 meters and the long jump at the college championships. He competed in 4 Olympic Games, 1984, 1988, 1992, and in 1996. Winning 9 gold medals, he is one of only 4 Olympians to win gold in the same event in 4 straight Olympics. In 2001, he was inducted into the USA Track and Field Hall of Fame. Art Shell. 14 years after Frank Robinson became Major League Baseball's first black manager, football had yet to catch up. In the NFL, black assistant coaches were rare and head coaches were unheard of. Art Shell, a former star player for the Oakland Raiders, worked hard and waited for his chance. It came in 1989 when he was hired to coach the Raiders. Shell became the first black coach since Fritz Pollard, who led a pro team in the days before the NFL was formed. Shell coached the Raiders until 1994 and returned for another season in 2006. This was page 80, and we're going to move on to page 81. Dominant athletes. Tiger Woods. No black golfer had ever won the Masters tournament before Tiger Woods accomplished that feat in 1997. In fact, only 2 African American golfers had ever played in it. Augusta National Golf Club, site of the Masters, didn't have an African American member until 1990. Woods was 21 the first time he won the Masters, the youngest champion ever. He defeated his opponents by the largest margin in tournament history. He went on to win it 3 more times. Woods won 14 major tournaments from 1997 to 2008, establishing himself as one of the most dominant athletes of all time. He is also one of the richest. In 2009, he became the first he became the first American athlete to earn $1 billion. The Professional Golfers Association has chosen Woods as Player of the Year 11 times. Serena Williams. When Serena Williams won the U.S. Open in 1999, it was her first tennis singles championship in a Grand Slam tournament. She has since gone on to win 22 more. She has been ranked number 1 in the world 7 times. Her longest stay at the top was 186 consecutive weeks, tied for the longest ever. She and her sister Venus are unbeaten in Grand Slam doubles finals, having won a total of 14 titles together. Like Venus, Serena has won 4 Olympic gold medals. With a powerful forehand and one of the fastest serves, she is considered by many to be the greatest women's tennis player ever and one of the greatest athletes of all times. Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan retired from pro basketball in 2003 after 15 seasons in the National Basketball Association. With 16 titles and countless individual trophies, he is likely the best basketball player of his generation. To many, he is also the greatest ever. Jordan first emerged as a star during his college years at the University of North Carolina. He was chosen as the NCAA Player of the Year when he was a junior. When he left college in 1984, the Chicago Bulls chose him with their 3rd pick. He led them to 3 titles from 1991 to 1993, then returned from a brief retirement to lead them to 3 more. A 2-time Olympic gold medalist, Jordan was named to the NBA 50th Anniversary All-Time Team in 1996. He was inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame in 2009. Jordan is now the lead owner and chairman of the Charlotte Hornets. Okay, we have about 2 minutes left, so let's try to read this page. A New Millennium. This is page 82. Powell becomes Secretary of State. President George W. Bush appointed Colin Powell Secretary of State in 2001. At the time, it was the highest appointed political position ever occupied by an African American. Powell had already been the nation's first African American chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. When he retired from the Army in 1993, many people had urged him to run for president. In 1997, he founded America's Promise, an organization dedicated to helping young people. During President Bush's first term, Powell convinced the United Nations to support the U.S. war effort in Iraq. He resigned in 2004 after admitting that information he used in his presentation to the UN had been wrong. In 2008, he broke with his fellow Republicans by endorsing Barack Obama, a Democrat, for president. Condoleezza Rice. In 2004, Condoleezza Rice succeeded Powell, becoming the first African American woman to serve as Secretary of State. During most of President Bush's first term, Rice had been the first Black woman to serve as National Security Advisor. Throughout her career, Rice has also been an award-winning professor of political science. In 1993, she was the first woman and first African American to be appointed provost of Stanford University. She returned to Stanford when her term as Secretary of State ended. Rice has also written several books, including 2 memoirs. In 2012, she became one of the first women admitted to the Augusta National Golf Club, home of the Masters Tournament. Hurricane Katrina. On August 29, 2005, Hurricane Katrina struck the Gulf Coast of the United States. The storm was one of the most devastating natural disasters in American history. More than 1,800 residents died, and more than 1 million were displaced. The levees built to hold back the water during floods or storms failed in New Orleans, leaving 80% of the city